Hi, and welcome to my first video, hopefully of a long series of videos. I call it Man Cave. And what it is I'm basing this towards all of those out there that have a nice little spot in their garage where they come out and they can kind of putter and tinker and do what they want. And these videos are going to be based on some machinery here that I'm going to show you in a little bit. But first let me tell you about how this all started. About a year ago I was watching some videos on YouTube and I stumbled across this one video of this guy that was making rings out of coins. And I thought that was really cool. So I figured, let me try that. What he basically did was he was taking like a nickel, ordinary nickel, and he put it on edge on an anvil or a vise or a flat surface, and he would just tap on it very slowly and keep rotating it and rotating it. And after about 2-3 hours of doing that, the whole edge would fold over so it would be flat, and the writing that's on the inside edge here, or face of it, folds over to the inside of the ring until it winds up looking like this. I don't know if I can get close enough to show it, but yeah, maybe you can see it. But that's a nickel, and I started with that as my first one, and I was kind of pleased. But part I didn't like was trying to finish it off, to sand it and polish it, and it was just, you know, you can't really do it by hand unless you got a lot of skill, and especially filing out the inside. So I was thinking, you know, gee, if I had a lathe this would be a lot easier, but I didn't. I don't. So the next one I did was I actually went out and bought a silver $50 with the eagle on it, and it was like $5 at some coin store. And I pounded that down, which came out really nice. And again, I was thinking, you know, if I had a lathe, I could easily bore or turn the inside and polish the outside. So that leads up to what this video is about. And I'll turn the camera a little bit so you can see. And there it is. So what I did was I said, well, let's go to Harbor Freight. They've got these 20% coupons, so I could pick up their $500 lathe for $400, and got it home and spent hours trying to get all the grease off of it. But finally got the grease off and had no clue what I was doing, anything about it. I've never run a lathe before. So I turned it on and increased the speed and nothing happened, and I realized it's got a safety in the hood. So that's how green I was. I had no idea. And I had bought all the tool bits, not knowing, from Harbor Freight. They had like a $5 set and a $10 set and a $25 indexable carbide set. So I put a piece of aluminum in there, nice regular 1/2-inch rod, and tried the cheap set and watched it just completely destroy the rod. So I tried the $10 set and it did the same thing. And then I went up to the carbide set and ran that through, and I got a surface that if you run your finger over, you basically cut your finger up. So I realized at this point that I had to completely rebuild this lathe from ground up. And it was a lot of learning curves, and that's what I want to do in these videos. I want to share what I went through, learning and stuff from YouTube videos, on the lathe and on the end mill and tooling, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to do a series of videos on oils and polishing and all kinds of stuff. But the next video I'm going to do is going to explain exactly what I did and the problems I discovered with the mini lathe and how to get it up to a point where I can turn stainless now and I've got a gorgeous finish on it. So a lot of the help though came from YouTube. And one of the first guys that I stumbled across was Tom Lipton. He is what I call one of the big boys. There's a couple of them, Tom and Adam Booth, that have the huge major machine shops, and here I'm working in my 10-foot by 10-foot or whatever garage. But watching their videos, I started with Tom first, really helped me a lot, especially like Tom, when you started talking about all the cutting fluids and what you found to be successful. Especially because I had soluble oil and nobody ever told me you had to put water in it. So I was using it full strength, so thanks, Tom. But I'll go through everything that I've discovered in the past year here that works best for a mini lathe and a mini mill and all the tooling. So for now, you know, these guys use these kind of wrenches to tighten down their tool holder. Well, here's mine. And the other thing I'll get into is making your own tools. Because, you know, we're kind of poor here, so I wind up, you know, I had bought the $100 tool holder and they came with a few things. So I wound up starting to machine all of my own tools, and now I've got quite a collection here of different things for saving threads when I chuck them up. And so I'll go through all the different tools and places where I bought stuff and how I did things. So for now, that's my intro video, and I'd like to say thank you for Tom and Adam, and I know there's other guys out there, but I haven't quite gotten to their videos yet. So see you later.